everybody. Thank you for joining me here at Poseidon's Gaming Emporium. I'm your humble host, cousin of Hermes, and today I'm going to be recording a pre-recorded session here, but it's not a session of what you might think it would be. It's about what you should see after your practice sessions on a craps table, okay? So what do you see whenever you walk up to the table? Do you see your spot open, right? Do you see, your favorite spot, stick left one open, where I'm currently, standing, and you're ready to throw the dice, and the table is empty, and you got a wide open zone, What do you see? Do you see a bouncy table? Do you see a hard table? What do you see? So, what you should be seeing is what you practiced. Okay? And what you practiced is you should have set yourself up for success. And that is, remember this? This is how to determine how high you should be throwing. You've put in the throws, you've tracked them, you figure, I'm supposed to be, I don't know, somewhere in this zone, and it's supposed to come in, lob in, and drop, right? Maybe you have to move this a little closer to the wall, because you tend to land closer to the wall. Maybe you got to move it back because you roll them in. Boom, 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 boom. Where's your first contact on the table? Okay? So think about that stuff. Then, once you know the height and where you're supposed to be landing, now you have a picture, a sight picture of where you should be targeting. Okay? And now we're going to go to a bigger picture, a big picture. And this is what an amateur will see. Let me show you this. Let me get this out of the way. Right. I got some props here. You have to bear with me. So, an amateur will see something like this as a sight picture. Okay? They will come up to the table and they will see it as a wide open scenario. And, I gotta back this up, tilt this up a little bit, sorry. Alright. There you go. As you can see, it says amateur, okay? And that sight picture, that window, is pretty big. I mean, look at this. I could climb through this if I wanted to, Hello, amateur. Come on, throw the dice through here. Right? That kind of thing. And I mean, I could probably do it not even looking. How about that? I didn't even look. So, now, what you get out of that big sight picture depends on how consistent you can be. Sorry, I'm knocking over all my props. And so as you start to catalog, and as you start to get a tighter, I guess tighter is the right word, a tighter sight picture, you can narrow it down even further and further and further and further, okay? And so what I'll show you next is something like this, and bear with me. As you log all of these throws through time, you'll start to get a smaller and smaller and smaller sight picture, as you should. And then you should also know your landing zone, okay? So here's what happens when you get a few thousand sight pictures, right? You get to become a semi-pro, okay? A semi-pro. That sounds fancy, right? Kind of is, I guess. Get back here. Get back here. Did I miss? I think I missed. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now you're a semi-pro. That window's a little smaller. I can't get through there. Oh no. Oh no, I broke it. Doggone it. Oh boy. That's embarrassing. But anyways. Alright, there we go. That makes more sense. Okay, so now as you're standing inside of your situation here, Now you're going to have to focus a little bit more to get through your sight picture. Now this isn't to scale. This isn't, this is just me trying to give you a prop of your height, right? How high you have to go, your trajectory, or maybe it's lower. Maybe this is inverted. Maybe you're a low thrower, right? Like some of the ones like Cashier Cage. I mean, he throws really low. Like his sight picture would be low, right? But he doesn't have to hit a specific spot. Some of our throws, we better be hitting a specific spot. So it's a little harder. Look at that. I mean, I actually had to focus a little and I still screwed it up. So, what I'm saying to you is being a semi-pro, you better focus a little more. Right? Doesn't mean you're going to get the exact result you want. Okay? But, if you can consistently get through this window, guess what can happen? You can get consistent results. Okay? So, yes, I know that's a little easy to say, but here's what I want you to think about. Are you just going here for fun, or are you trying to be a pro? Semi-pro will do well, right? Semi-pro will make some money eventually, if you get consistent enough. But if you hit the wall, you hit this, you throw them off the table like I do, I'm still in the semi-pro zone. I'm not a pro, right? And sometimes I feel like an amateur. Okay? So, sometimes I can't hit the broadside of a barn. And I assure you, sometimes you can't either. Some people just have good muscle memory control and can dial it in. But that comes with practice. That comes with time, right? But now, you saw what an amateur can do. You know what a semi-pro can do. Let's see what a pro has to do. And a pro has to do this consistently, right? And I'm starting to fear that my concept here is not going to work. So, hopefully it does. There we go. Oh, I got lucky. All right. Wow. That window got really small, right? Not only because you got to hit that every time, right, to consider yourself a pro, but imagine trying to sit there with all the distractions at the table every single day. Or every time you go to the casino, and you got to hit that, right? You got to push through there. You got to, flip your dice through there. You got to punch them through, Yeah, see, I can't even do it when I'm trying to talk. So, imagine where you got to get to be able to do that consistently, right? You got to be able to focus everything out. You got to be able to hit your target, okay? I'm kind of talking and doing this. If I sit here and actually think, I could probably do it. I'm only 3 feet away. Almost, right? Almost got one in there. So I'm not at pro level. Never claiming to be. But I want to get there, right? So now this is the height and the trajectory, right? Your arc, whether it's low, medium, high, okay? That's okay. But this is the next piece, right? The dice are flying through the air, okay? Let's say you hit this hole, this window, this loophole, but they still got to land. Now that's the next piece. So, get these props out of the way. Stay, right? Now, I'm going to switch cameras here. Hopefully this works the way I think it will. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now, as you see, here's the amateur. This is the amateur's landing zone, right? That's the amateur's landing zone. From the back wall to just past the pass line, right? This is a 12-foot table, if you're curious, right? I'm just going to center it just for, situation. And they have a huge area that they can hit that gives them a result, gives them a percentage that, they'd probably be happy with. But then, this is the same exact window as the trajectory, okay? This is the semi-pro. Look at that. We started dialing it in, okay? We started narrowing it down to get the dice to fly the way we want, to get the landing zone from the trajectory, right? The right speed, the right angle, right? The right in line, right? It's not about depth, right? It's also about right and left. You start changing that angle with these dice and they're going to kick, right? So you want to try to, what works for you? I mean, maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want them to go off axis, right? I think my kids and stuff are home. Now, here's the next piece. And the next piece is being a pro. That's pretty crazy, right? That's pretty tight, right? Let's try and center these up. I'll put 6s on them for you so you can see. Nice bright. That's the center of that window with dice, right? Basically, you have a pretty small window to be considered a pro, right? There you go. That's pretty small, you know? But if you can get it through the window on the right trajectory, land and hit that, and use it with all of the things previously, with the checkerboard height, you know, figuring out how high, how wide. I'm recording, please stop. So, I said I'm recording, please stop. Sorry about that. I don't want to lose my train of thought. So, once you start putting it all together, everything together, and you get down to this zone right here, you should get better than the odds, right? You should be able to get to 20 throws consistently. Maybe that's not the number you want to hit. Maybe it's 10 with your betting scheme, okay? My whole point is that once you get consistent and you hit this, you start defying the odds. You start breaking the odds. I'm here most of the time. Sometimes I'm here, right? But most of the time I'm shooting to get to here. And it's never fails. It's a 1 in 6 to get that number. Doesn't guarantee that if you hit this dead center, right in the nuts, perfect height, perfect speed, perfect trajectory, bounce off the wall, and you catch a chip, right? That's going to change it. You can't plan for a chip to be in your way, you know? Or maybe, just maybe, you were off a millimeter, you know? And it pops over, you know? Oh, ooh, we dodged it. Or maybe it doesn't, and you get the 7. Okay? You know, what happens if these dice don't fly together? What if they start doing this? You know, what happens there? And they land and they start kicking right and left, right? Even though you hit here, it's a big deal. It's a big change, right? And how those dice are going to react. And that's why they say it's always random. You know what we can control? From when we pick it up till we hit the landing zone. That's what we can control. That's what they're not understanding. Is if we can get to become a pro shooter, get through the window, and hit our landing zone, technically, if we have logged enough throws, we should be able to defy the odds over a longer period of time. Maybe we only get 2 extra throws. Maybe we only get to 8 consistently. I don't know. 8's better than 6, so I would take it. You know, I'm trying to get to first base. That's always my goal. First base. First base is payday. I want to get to 8. I want to get to 10. I want to get to 20. Right? That just means I'm having fun. But to get to a payday is 6. Maybe yours should be 4. Maybe yours should be 3 until you get to this level. Maybe you're only here. Maybe you should only be a 2. Right? Maybe you should be playing a very, 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 very short game. Bone Thrower talked about that a long time ago. Playing the ultra short game. 2 hits and down. right? Very consistent about his process of protect your bankroll, protect your winnings, go out of the casino, leave the casino with more money than what you have come into the casino with. Okay? That is our ultimate goal here. Unless you plan to give the casino money to keep the lights on, I don't think they need our money, right? So, I hope this has helped you. I hope you can see what I practice with a purpose for, right? I have a practice with a purpose, right? You should too. I hope you take this to heart. I hope you come up with a system that you can do. You don't have to have props standing on your table and stuff. I did that for visual, right? But this checkerboard, this is legit, right? This thing is legit. You'll be able to measure where you're at. But it takes time, right? And it doesn't look pretty on a live. I get it, But here's what you can do, Maybe if you set a camera up this way, you can maybe put it in the background back here, and kind of see where it's off camera and just record it for yourself. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know how you would do that, but maybe you could. Maybe a separate camera, just recording. So, I implore you to come up with something that helps you go from an amateur to a semi-pro. And as we journey together, maybe we can both get to becoming a pro. There's pros out there. There's pros out there that can hit a piece of lint every single time. I'm not there. I admit it. So I hope you can admit it and be humble too. So without going too much rambling on and whatnot, I hope you guys have a good day. I hope this helps. And I hope you make it to your level that you so choose. And have fun with it. Okay? Thank you for joining me. And just remember, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I will look forward to talking to you all again. Okay? Thank you for joining me at Poseidon's Gaming Emporium. You guys have a good day now.